Today is one of the biggest days of my whole entire life. I am signing the lease on my women's only gym, the Girl Spot. I decided to become my own investor and I've invested £50,000 of my own personal money. Like, this is all in. That's my makeup done. I now need to run to a print shop to print out the documentation. Then I need to go to a solicitor's office and get them to witness me signing that documentation. Then I need to sign the lease and the rent deposit deed, and then the keys are... Got the document. Tell me why I drove all the way home holding the papers like this.
Perfect.
Thank you. Okay guys, I'm about to sign the lease. Oh my god, this is wild. Look, darling, Mummy's gonna sign the lease.
Say something to your future self.
The Girl Spot is gonna be the leading women's only gym globally. Okay guys, 3, 2, 1. Finish. I'm scared. It's done. I've done it. I've signed the lease.
You're fucking crazy.
Guys, I can't go back. I'm about to go get the keys, and then I'm officially a gym owner. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries.
Guys, I have the keys.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So every so often something just blows up on X and creates a complete firestorm, and this is no exception. So we have a young lady who was brave enough to step out and really go for it and open her own gym. Not just any old gym, a women's only gym. And she had her specific reasons for that. Now recently an old tweet was surfaced showing that she was okay with trans women using the gym. So she had to offer some clarification and explain where her stance is today. She said, addressing my tweet from 2021, the Girl Spot operates as a female-only gym for biological women, tackling harassment, SA, and violence that women face inside the gym. The tweet circling was made 4 years ago, and I was in the very early stages of creating a concept.
In 2021, 4 years ago, I made a tweet, and the tweet referenced my women's only gym, the Girl Spot, and being trans inclusive. Now, when I made that tweet in 2021, I had just announced my plans to open a women's only gym. I hadn't thought out the vision or the mission or what it would entail, but all I knew is that I wanted to open a gym. We are now 4 years later, and I have had a great deal of time to figure that out. The Girl Spot Gym exists as a safe space for women because women are facing gym harassment, sexual assault, and sexual violence inside of gyms. And I know that because I'm a victim of it. So the meaning of the Girl Spot Gym is now entirely different. And I say this to say that whilst we are a gym, inside we are focusing on self-defense classes, Muay Thai, boxing classes, as well as workshops and activations around PCOS and training on your menstrual cycle, all of which occur to biological women. Majority of the women who are seeking my women's only gym, the Girl Spot, are coming here because they have faced some level of gym intimidation or sexual violence and assault that has been perpetrated by men. So as the owner of the gym, it is very important to make it clear how my women's only gym will be operating, and it will be operating as a single-sex space for biological women. Now, we do believe that everybody deserves a safe space, and there are many gyms that are starting to have mixed cubicles and changing rooms so that individuals can feel safer and more included in these environments. But the Girl Spot Gym as a standalone is a female-only gym because it is imperative that I stick to the vision and the mission and ensure that these women feel safe.
So just 2 years ago, she was interviewed by the Daily Mail, and this is what she had to say regarding her women-only gym. So this is Natalee Barnett, a fitness influencer with more than 1 million followers on TikTok. She says gyms are failing women. And we know about Planet Fitness, for example, opening up women-only spaces, like locker rooms, to biological males who supposedly identify as women. And we had women getting thrown out, getting their memberships revoked because they objected to this. So the article says she was only 18 when she was SA'd at her local gym 5 years ago. The student from South London had headed for a workout around 9 p.m, her regular time, and while the gym wasn't busy, there were familiar faces around. She had been a member for over a year, and she felt perfectly safe. I was sitting in front of the mirrors next to a male gym goer who I'd known for a while, and we were talking. As I laid back on one of the benches, he touched me really inappropriately. I don't want to give exact details as it's too upsetting. It was so rapid that at first I questioned whether it had happened at all. I couldn't believe a man would do such a thing to a woman in a public space. I jumped to my feet without saying a word and kind of stumbled away. I was in shock. He'd never done anything to make me suspect he'd behave like that. I've no idea why he thought he could get away with it. I didn't say anything to any of my family. I was upset and processing what had happened. I've got brothers and knew if they found out, they would be very angry. The incident made Natalee feel vulnerable and wary of returning. I didn't go back for several weeks, she recalls. Thankfully, I was soon heading off to university, so I quit. But I'll never forget how vulnerable it made me feel. So this was in 2023, and she has since now opened her own women-only gym. So when she released that video offering some clarification, she's now dealing with a lot of online harassment, a lot of online abuse, trans activists flooding her DMs, flooding her replies, and leaving all these hateful messages, because she has now clarified and said that her gym is for females only. This is nothing new. We know about the huge case going on in Australia at the moment with Sal Grover, Tickle versus Giggle. She's now appealing the decision that was made last year. When she first started a women-only app, it was available to people who identify as trans, to males who identify as trans. And that was purely out of a lack of understanding of the implications of accepting men who identify as women. Because you can imagine, as a society in the West, we have gone through conditioning, that tells us that if we don't accept men as women, we're bigots. So initially, a lot of people went along with it, including many women, even women who started their own women-only apps or women-only spaces, naively thinking that trans women are our allies. Even the other day, for International Women's Day, there was a push to recognize trans-identifying males as women and to include them in the celebration of women. That's allyship. We need to stick together, apparently.
For you guys, real quick, because if you got friends, if you got family members who could have been here and they didn't come because they didn't think it was important, I want you to go home and I want you to say this to them, okay? Wake up, this is your fight too!
Wake up, this is your fight too!
When they're done with us, they're coming for you!
When they're done with us, they're coming for you!
Wake up, this is your fight too!
Wake up, this is your fight too!
When they're done with us, they're coming for you!
When they're done with us, they're coming for you!
All right, so now, this is a little bit longer.
Oh, the irony. Don Lemon, a man speaking for women, to a crowd full of men pretending to be women at the Women's March in NYC. Patriarchy wins again. Very well said there, very well said. So it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to reassess your stance on certain issues when you become more educated on the matter, especially when you're somebody who's been a victim of SA, more specifically at the gym. Of course, she's going to reflect upon that stance that she initially had. So this is what she tweeted from 2021. She said, respectfully, if you have a problem with trans women attending my gym, then you can find another gym to train at. I have discussed this several times before. Trans women are women and also a minority that need to be protected. Please keep your transphobia away. Many women, including self-professed feminists, have this attitude or had this attitude. And there are many women today who don't believe that males who identify as women should be allowed into women-only spaces, who once had this attitude. So of course we have to give these women grace, because at some point we have all changed our minds on certain issues. And I'm so glad that Natalee has changed her mind and is now making sure that her gym is for females only. So someone said, OFC, you can make a space for whoever you want. I just wonder if it's a change because of the social climate, or has your attitude towards trans women changed over the years, etc. And Natalee said, as explained in the video, the change is because of what my women's only gym now stands for. We're tackling gym harassment, SA and violence. I believe trans women and other individuals deserve safe spaces too. That hasn't changed. Okay, that's fair enough. So unfortunately, if you log on and go under her video, you will see the harassment that she's now facing, the backlash that she's now facing from trans activists. Because they know they've lost one. They've lost another ally. That's how they're going to see it. They're essentially trying to punish her for taking a clear stance on this issue. Females only, it's very simple. So shout out to Jennifer on X. It's at Baby Beginner. And she says, see what happens to a woman who opens up a gym for women only. She gets a mob of vulnerable people coming after her. She's even getting threats. See the green outlines? It's terrifying. Send at Natalee Fitness some love, will ya? It's hard to face this mob alone. Obviously, she's been called transphobic. Trans women are women. You're a bigot. I'm not arguing with you transphobic bees anymore. I'm just going to tell you to suck and block you. F off, I hope a trans person hits you with their car. To say anyone who disapproves of my existence can swallow lead. I don't discriminate. This is just evil. Trans rights are women's rights. Black women are the most likely to be subjected to any government regulations regarding trans people. So for a black woman to openly reject trans women is insane. Unfortunately, a lot of the harassment that she's receiving are from women. No doubt self-professed feminists too. A woman getting dragged by women for creating a gym only for women that strictly enforces its women-only policy. Wokeness has destroyed the Western world. Stand strong at Natalee Fitness. But of course, she is also receiving a lot of support. People are saying, you know, stand your ground. Do not back down to these people. Do not capitulate to these people because their demands will never end. They'll never be satisfied anyway. Fitness influencer creates a women-only gym. She decides that trans women won't be allowed in for obvious reasons. Now she's being harassed by biological women who want to let men into a women-only space. Modernity has failed us. The furious international response to one little woman-only gym in southwest London shows how transgenderism isn't about the safety of people who think they're the opposite sex. The goal is to destroy everything that women have built for themselves. I don't want Natalee to back down. Stand up for what's right. It's a woman's only gym for biological women. If you don't like it, open your own gym and have it your way. I had to switch gyms because I was very uncomfortable in the unisex gym I was in. Now that I'm in a ladies only gym, I've been able to work out comfortably. I can wear what I want and I'm actually seeing results. Nat is doing a great thing here by ensuring the safety of women. Love it. So as you seek to create a space for biological women, quote unquote, how do you intend to police that in a way that is not incredibly invasive?
I want to ask about California Governor Gavin Newsom's comments saying that Democrats were in the wrong for allowing transgender athletes to compete in female and girls sports. What is your response to that after Democrats had opposed the women and girls in sports?
I haven't seen his comments. What Democrats opposed was unleashing sexual predators on girls throughout the United States of America.
So this is what they're going with. Now, don't feel bad if you don't understand what he means or if it makes no sense to you, because it makes no sense, period. It's absolutely illogical what he is saying. It's not based in reality. And there's no way to make sense of it because it's not based on any sense whatsoever. So don't worry about it. I don't get it either. But what Democrats are trying to push and convince people of is that it's going to cause people to have their private parts inspected, and the gender police are going to now try to police your private parts. In particular, black women. They're going to accost women who go to the bathroom, who go to the gym, and demand that you show your private parts. So men going into women's spaces is not a threat, especially if they identify as women. What is a threat is saying that that space is for females only. Apparently that's the threat. And rather than demanding that men who identify as trans actually respect that this is a female-only space, actually respect that this is a space for women only, that women have good reason to demand these spaces and to protect their spaces, rather than encouraging men to accept that and to respect that, they're putting the onus on women to accept men into their spaces and claiming that it's for our safety, claiming that they care about our safety. Yeah, makes no sense to me either. But this is what they're going with because they have no argument. They have no justification for this. There's no justification for harassing this woman, for harassing this female business owner, especially by people who claim to be feminists, by people who claim to be for women, who claim to be for black women. And all of those factors are actually being used against her because she wants her gym to be for females only. You have to be accepting of men who identify as women because you are black. You have to be accepting of men who identify as women because you are a woman. These people need to accept that not everybody is going to bow to their demands. These people are going to have to accept that women-only gyms are here to stay. I'm sure her business will continue to grow. When I go to the UK, I'll certainly be supporting it. And don't assume that we're not on board with men-only spaces. If I go somewhere and it's for men only, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn around and go back in the direction I came from and mind my business. And all we ask is that others do the same. It's perfectly reasonable for a women-only space to be strictly for females. So leave some messages of encouragement for Natalee in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe. Take care of yourselves and God willing, I will see you in the next video.